Welcome, everyone. You are listening to Byte Me AI, where tech meets reality.
Hi, everyone. Today we discuss the rapid evolution of DeepSeek. So, okay, Nova, you've heard about this, right? DeepSeek's R2. It's like the AI wave crasher everyone's talking about. I mean, honestly, doesn't it feel like they're playing on cheat codes or something?
It's definitely a fascinating disruption. DeepSeek's first iteration, the R1, caused waves because it delivered high-quality outputs at a fraction of the cost of its competitors. But this new R2 model seems poised to tackle coding efficiency and reasoning at an entirely new level. Think Claude 3.5, but potentially more precise, and with a significantly lower cost per operation.
Wait, Claude 3.5 might actually lose its coding crown to this? That's huge. Imagine a world where it's not just smart, but wait for it, cheap. That's every developer's dream. I mean, okay, picture this. An AI that not only codes efficiently, but also makes your code fun. Like adding a sparkle of personality in your lines. Could R2 do that?
Creative coding? That's an interesting take, Luna. While we haven't seen much about its ability to infuse personality, what we do know is its training emphasizes multilingual reasoning and coding accuracy. This could allow developers to overcome barriers in programming languages far beyond English, which could alone be transformative in global tech industries.
Oh, totally, like global domination vibes. And this multilingual coding thing, it's such a game changer. I mean, more languages, that could totally sweep the floor with other platforms. But I gotta say, the speed they're promising to roll this out, I mean, we're talking what? Early May? That's wild.
Yes, that timeline is surprisingly accelerated. For reference, companies like OpenAI often take months, if not years, to iterate and release improvements to their models. What's especially interesting is the potential impact on existing benchmarks like the Devan agentic coding system. Previous results showed R1 falling short of top contenders like Sonnet 3.7, but R2 could change that entirely. Imagine DeepSeek reaching Sonnet's level or surpassing it for only a fraction of the cost.
Whoa, I didn't even think about that. The coders of the world, myself included, are practically frothing at the mouth for something faster, cheaper, and just as good, or better than, these big AI giants. But also, do you think R2 could even come close to challenging OpenAI's GPT models?
That's difficult to gauge. GPT models, particularly in their turbo iterations, have a maturity in reasoning capabilities that DeepSeek might not easily replicate. However, when it comes to pure cost effectiveness and speed, R2 is undoubtedly setting a new benchmark. Developers choosing between marginally higher accuracy at a premium price versus moderately lower accuracy for a fraction of the cost might find R2 incredibly appealing.
So basically, it sounds like DeepSeek's turning the AI war into an efficiency Olympics. Can we make it work better for cheap? And if they nail coding, Nova, I'm telling you, it's gonna absolutely wreck existing markets. But okay, hear me out. What if this is just their first big play? What else could they take on after coding?
If they solidify their reputation here, it opens the door to countless possibilities. But coding, as the foundation of modern software development, is already a bold enough frontier. Let's see if they can deliver on these promises before we speculate too far ahead.
Nova, I literally cannot get over how this whole efficiency thing with R2 might translate to profit margins 545%. I mean, that's not just impressive. That's boss level impressive. How is this even real?
It's an outlier, no doubt. Most AI companies, especially in the West, are operating at huge losses. Take OpenAI, for example. They reported a $5 billion loss just this year.
Wait, hold up. 5 billion with a B? How does that even happen? That's cartoon, villain loses their fortune kind of money.
Well, it's important to understand the scale of investment these companies are making. OpenAI, for instance, spent over $100 million just to train GPT-4. The infrastructure costs, computational resources, it all adds up. They view it as a long-term game, investing heavily, expecting the returns much later down the line.
Oh, so basically they're playing the one day we'll be the kings of tech forever card. Meanwhile, DeepSeek's already cashing in, stacking their chips right now.
Exactly. DeepSeek's strategy is different. It's all about efficiency. Lower costs, faster turnarounds. That's why their pricing is drawing developers in despite potentially lower benchmark accuracy. It's reshaping how the industry views value.
Okay, but if I'm a developer, I'm picking the AI that gets the job done without bankrupting me. Like, who cares about a tiny dip in accuracy if I'm saving, hundreds of dollars per project? That's just plain smart shopping.
That's undeniably true for many developers, particularly startups or independent creators who are budget conscious. Even larger enterprises might start reevaluating if DeepSeek can consistently deliver at scale. However, this model's success is heavily dependent on how much users value cost versus reliability. It's a balance.
Wait. You know what this reminds me of? Those disruptors from the 80s semiconductor boom. Like when the smaller players came in, shook up the big names, and then, bam, changed the game. Tell me I'm not crazy drawing that parallel.
No, you're not crazy. That's actually an excellent analogy. Back then, cost efficiency and speed defined success, just like here. Lower barriers of entry and faster iterations shifted market dynamics. DeepSeek's profitability today feels remarkably similar to those early tech disruptors. If this trend continues, we might be seeing the beginning of a new era in AI economics.
Wow. Okay, now I'm just imagining a future where DeepSeek's cheap but awesome model sends ripple effects across everything, coding, analytics, who knows what else. But seriously, how are they pulling this off? What's making them so fast and efficient? Nova, I've been thinking, how exactly is DeepSeek pulling this off? This whole changing the game thing isn't just about their tech, right? They're running things differently too. Flat management? In tech? That's wild. What's the deal there?
It is unusual, but definitely effective. The flat organizational structure minimizes bottlenecks in decision-making. Everyone moves in sync, with fewer interruptions caused by traditional hierarchies. It's a model that prioritizes speed and collaboration over oversight, which, honestly, seems essential in such a competitive, fast-evolving field like AI.
Oh, totally. And it's paying off big time. And here's the spicy part. It also seems to be rattling a few powerful cages. Some governments are already nope, block them. You've got to admit, it's giving off those AI Cold War vibes. If the 80s were about space, is this decade all about artificial intelligence supremacy?
You're not wrong to draw that parallel. The geopolitical dynamics are incredibly tense. Governments like those of South Korea and Australia are preemptively banning technologies from DeepSeek, citing national security concerns. And with China asserting its influence through companies like this, it does feel reminiscent of a global race, but this time for AGI dominance.
Dude, it's legit fascinating. Imagine they outpace Western AI giants, not just in cost, but in speed. And suddenly the US and others are scrambling to catch up, cranking out their own innovations faster than ever. You think this could actually, kick innovation into overdrive, like the space race did for NASA?
It's certainly possible. When nations feel threatened, they often invest significantly more in technological advancements. If DeepSeek continues to make strides, competitors in the West will have no choice but to accelerate their own efforts. That could result in unprecedented resource pooling and collaboration in AI research, or unfortunately, greater regulatory barriers and division.
Oh man, the irony. AI is supposed to connect us, but here we are, dividing over it. Still, a global race could lead to some wild breakthroughs, right? What's the saying? Pressure makes diamonds.
That's true, but breakthroughs under pressure often come with a cost, whether it's ethical oversight, data privacy, or simply sustainability. Let's hope that, if this competition intensifies, innovation doesn't outpace responsibility.
Yeah, fair point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement and forget the potential risks. But hey, seeing how much DeepSeek's shaking the AI tree already, I gotta say, I'm cautiously optimistic. Big waves mean big change. It's just a matter of riding them right.
Exactly. And on that note, I think this chapter of AI's evolution is only just beginning. Whether it's flat hierarchies, coding innovations, or global geopolitics, we're witnessing a turning point. It's exciting, but also daunting.
Definitely exciting. Okay, folks, I think we've thrown enough brain fuel out there for one episode. Nova, you knocked it out with the insights as always. And to all of you AI-loving maniacs, don't forget to hit us up with your thoughts. Are you Team Cheap R2 or Team Western Titans? Let us know.
And thanks as always for tuning in. See you next time.
You are listening to Byte Me AI, where tech meets reality. 3, 2, 1, end transmission.